Hey, good morning and welcome to another episode of Max Revs, where today we're going to talk about rev range data. What is it and why do you need to know about it? If you're looking to buy a manual used Porsche, stay tuned. In a manual, you can do what the hell you like. Rev range data gives you an indication of how the car's been treated. If a car's got a manual gearbox, it's the driver that's fully in control of which gear the car's in. As a byproduct of that, the number of revs that the engine's going to do. Now, somewhere on the screen you'll see the rev range reading for my car. It's probably over here. If not, it's over there. And what that reading tells you is the number of times, the number of ignitions that my car has been in those particular bands.
Now's a good time to pause for a moment and go over this data in a little bit more detail. Firstly, don't worry too much about the number of ignitions. The real issue is which rev ranges the ignitions show up in. As you can see to the right hand side of the ignition count, there's a unit of time in hours. This is how long ago the most recent ignition for this rev band occurred. At the bottom is the total number of operating hours. So in my case, 7.4 hours after someone hit rev band 1, the car was handed into my dealer for sale to me.
On a PDK equipped car, it's generally impossible to over rev your engine.
I use the word generally because in exceptional circumstances it's still possible to over rev a PDK equipped car which hasn't been modified in any shape or form. Consider the scenario where you've just blasted up a steep incline and you're in third gear. You reach the peak of the incline and you're on your way down the other side. As you start going down the decline, you shift into second gear, which the gearbox allows as it's considered safe at that time. However, as the car builds up speed on the decline due to gravity, this could potentially cause the engine to over rev.
What we're talking about here is because it's a manual car, you're totally in control. If you want to blow your engine, feel free, go ahead and do it. You know, no manufacturer is going to stop you. I mean, that's the entire beauty of a manual gearbox, is you're in control, which also means if you want to blow your engine, well, you can blow your engine. So that rev range data is telling you how many ignitions your car has been in a zone which Porsche has categorised into 6 different sections. 1 to 2 basically being okay. As it progressively gets higher, that means that the rev range has been even higher, and there'll be a number of ignitions in each band. So basically, lots of ignitions in band 6, very bad. I certainly wouldn't buy that car. If you wanted to, it's up to you. When you're buying a used car, there was a couple of dealers I went to before I found the really reputable ones. They'd say to me, oh yeah, you don't need to know about that, you know, it's all a load of rubbish, you know, and those dealers I walked away from straight away. If you go to a used car dealer selling you a Porsche and they don't have the rev range data printout, I would kind of say you're better off finding someone that basically knows what they're selling and knows how to sell you something. Actually, one good thing the car will actually tell you as well, other than the rev range data, it will tell you the average speed of the car, which I think is fantastic. So if your car has been a town city car, you'll kind of get an average of about 15-20 miles an hour. If your car's been used on the motorways more, which is kind of my preference, you'll get an average speed of the life of the vehicle being a lot more. So I believe my average speed when I bought this car was about 35 miles an hour, but you'll see somewhere on this on the screen overlay exactly what it was on my car. So right now I'm in 4th gear, 3,100 RPM, into 3rd, straight to 4,000 RPM. If I was going to go down into 2nd, if I went into 2nd gear, yeah, it's probably going to exceed about 6,000. It's probably going to be safe, but I don't want to do that right now in my own car. But you get the point. Manual gearbox, it'll let me do what I want. So if I was going to hoof up to about 60 miles an hour, straight into 2nd gear, chances are I'm going to over rev that engine. Now, you probably would say, why can't they stop you from doing that? Well, A, it's a manual gearbox. B, the over rev arises purely from the fact that you've got all this momentum of the car going forward at a certain speed. The minute you lift off that clutch, the gears have engaged. All that forward momentum is going to go through your transmission, spin up the engine, and that energy's got to go somewhere, okay? And it's simply going to over rev your engine until it gets back within a safe zone. I hope you've learned something from this. I hope you know, it's been a bit useful for you. If you're buying a used car, definitely get that printout. If the dealership doesn't have that printout, well, maybe I'd think twice about the type of dealership you're going to. Yeah, 6 bands, you don't want a lot of ignitions. There is something along the lines of them saying, well, you know, if it has been exceeded after 50 operating hours of being into an exceeded rev band range, if the car hasn't suffered any type of issue, well, some manufacturers will claim that it's okay, there's nothing to worry about. Oh yes, there we go. But for me, you know, why bother? You know, I just don't want to buy a car that's been put into a band which I think indicates it's been tracked or it's had an overly aggressive driver. Give me some likes as well, because it's a useful way for me to find out if what I'm doing, which I love doing, is of any use to you lot out there. There we go. That's the end of another video from Max Revs. I've hoped you've enjoyed this video. Max Revs in his car, enjoying life to the max, enjoying life in cars to the max. Okay, there we go. Cue the music.